Today we will discuss about these immune cells and pancreatic cancers interactions. So mainly we will discuss about this cytotoxic T cells interactions and how its anti-tumor efficacy is being suppressed. So as we know that immune cells function is to suppress the any foreign or harmful particles that are being recognized by the immune system. So the cytotoxic T cells will act against the pancreatic cancer cells. However, its anti-tumor efficacies or its cytotoxic efficacies against the pancreatic cancer cells has been suppressed by these myeloid-derived suppressor cells. And this myeloid-derived suppressor cells is been activated from these mast cells through these pancreatic cancers. Pancreatic cancers helps in the induction of these myeloid-derived suppressor cells. So this is kind of a reverse reaction. So this cytotoxic T cells try to reduce or act against these pancreatic cancer cells, whereas pancreatic cancer cells promotes these myeloid-derived suppressor cells that in turn reduce the cytotoxic T cells effect. So it depends on upon which one of them is more toxic or more stronger. If the cytotoxic T cells is stronger, then it's it will reduce this pancreatic cancer cells, and thereby the inductions of myeloid-derived suppressor cells will also be reduced. And since this amount of myeloid-derived suppressor cell reduced, the reactive oxygen species that are secreted by these myeloid-derived suppressor cells will reduce, and it will prevent the it will reduce the killing of the cytotoxic T cells, or the reverse things can also be occurred. The other things that pancreatic cancer cells does is it will also activates these quiescent pancreatic stellate cells into the activated pancreatic stellate cells, and these activations of these activated pancreatic stellate cells thereby in turn along with this activated myeloid-derived suppressor cells helps this pancreatic cancers to acquire the invasion and metastatic properties. And once these pancreatic cancer cells acquire the invasion and metastasis properties, then it can invasion will provide the ability of to the pancreatic cancer cells to evade the immune system of the host or the patient, and metastasis provide the ability to migrate from the primary tumor sites to the secondary tumor sites. And all these things are usually done through this tumor stromal interactions. So basically what this activated pancreatic stellate cells and the myeloid-derived suppressor cells does is it will change the compositions around the tumors, or it will make a it will helps in this tumor microenvironment in a way that in one form it can act as a physical barrier. It will prevent the immune cells to interact with the tumors, and on the other hand what it will does is it will this change in the tumor microenvironment will also helps this pancreatic cancer cells to migrate to the secondary organ sites. So one of the way this invasion can be does is by increasing the fibrosis compositions in the tumor microenvironment, and there are multiple ways to do that, and these activated platelet cells will also support in that fibrous formation, more the high dense fibrous formation or desmoplasia formations. At the same time, the other changes that in the tumor microenvironment occurs is about the change in the pH, and this change in the pH will prevent the immune cells, or it will prevent or reduce the activated immune cells in that environment. Thereby it will also helps in this in immune evasions. And the other way these invasions occurs is uh, this pancreatic cancer cells will also secrete some of the amino acids or cytokines such as these checkpoint inhibitors, or CTLA4 or PDL1 that can interact with its counter ligand that are usually expressed on the immune cells, thereby deactivate the immune cells. So these are some of the ways by which this immune invasions can immune invasion characteristics can be acquired by the tumor cells or this tumor microenvironment. It will help that will prevent the pancreatic cancer cells from being from being attacked by the immune systems. So that's all for this video. If you need to understand more about the relationship between pancreatic cancer cells and these immune cells in detail, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.